So recently I announced my campaign to spread awareness about discriminatory country cap on green cards for specialized job, and I posted about it on Twitter, and someone replied named T John 49068 I'll refer you as John. So John says that you visa holders don't have the slightest right to green card citizenship. It is a privilege granted by the Congress as they seem fit and is restricted by countries. So we are not invaded by one particular country occupation. So John, thank you for your comment. A lot of people, they just don't care about this issue. So I appreciate you taking the time and commenting and engaging in this discussion. So I had some thought about your comments, and I have a question for you, which is at the end. So hopefully you watch until the end. So first thing first, that in the United States we have freedom of speech, and that right of freedom of speech is to everyone who is present in the United States, even if they are undocumented immigrants. Second thing, talking about rights. So in today's United States, people have a lot of rights which they didn't have once. So since you mentioned citizenship, let's just talk about that. So the screenshot I'm sharing is from this video from Khan Academy, which is about high school civics and citizenship in early America. If you want more detail, you can check out the video. I'll leave the link in the description. But here is some things just to consider. Until 1830, people who didn't own any property, they didn't have right to vote. So now people who didn't have right to vote, they went to Congress and they say that, oh, this is wrong, we should have the right. And Congress said that, yeah, you are right. And they in the 1830, people who didn't own any property, they got right to vote. Let's fast forward to 1870. Until 1870, only white men had the right to vote. Until 1920, women didn't have right to vote, and people, and many majority of women, they went to Congress and they should have right to vote. So Congress was like, yeah, they are right. If we want to progress, then women should have right to vote. So in 1920, women get right to vote. So my point is that not every right was there since United States became United States, and people who didn't have right, they had to speak up that we should have this right, and they needed to convince the Congress and other people that this is how things should be. So most of the people who are speaking up about this fairness for high skilled worker to get them green card, most of them are living in the United States like me. So we have the freedom of speech. We have freedom to express whenever something is wrong, and something is wrong because most of the people who are speaking up, the immigration petition has been approved already, and they have been living in the United States. So speaking about myself, I have been living in the United States for 13 years. My immigration petition is approved, but the only reason I'm not permanent resident is because of this discriminatory country cap on green card for specialized jobs, and that needs to be removed. And talking about your last point, it is there because no one particular country should invade. I don't think invade is the right word, but I think what you mean is that if that country cap is not there, then a lot of people from one country might end up in the United States, which is a fair concern. But do mind that this is green card for specialized job. It is skill based. And to understand why it is unfair, let's just do a thought experiment. Let's say that country like India, they want to start American Football League. All right, football, we're talking about American football, not the soccer or football as the rest of the world knows it. So India wants to start a league for American football. So there are not many people in India who plays American football. So they thought about, like, we want to invite people from other country so they can come and play in this football league. Now they had an option that they can put a country cap that no more than 7% of the people from one country can come and play American football. So if that is there, then as you know that mostly American football is only popular in America, not many other country plays that sports. So majority of American players would go there to play the sports, but then not more than 7% people can go from America to play the sports in India. So India would have to fill the rest of the spots from the other countries, right? They would need to invite people from other countries, and the players who would come from these other countries, they might not be that good because they are not playing this American football regularly. So in this league, we would have some people, some player from America who are like really good, but then from some players from other country not so good because they are there not because they are best of the best, but they are there because they came on this quota. So this country cap on specialized job is not helping America get the best of the best people who are qualified. So John and anyone else who is in favor of this country cap on green cards for specialized job, let me ask you this. I wish you good health, but let's imagine that for some reason you or someone who you love has to go through heart transplant surgery. Do you want the doctor who is best of the best, or do you want someone who is there because of this country quota?